Tonight, the final debate, your last chance to see Bush and Dukakis go one-on-one. I'm Tom Brokaw. Join me in Los Angeles for this Decision 88 special report.
For generations, people have reaped the lush harvest of the Sacramento Valley, including the finest rice in California. The rice is Hinodi, grown by families like these, for families like yours.
People who want to take care of their hearts can start to cut down on cholesterol and saturated fat with Mocha Mix non-dairy creamer. No cholesterol, low in saturated fat, fresh, creamy Mocha Mix, a healthier alternative.
There are a lot of propositions on the November ballot. How do we sort them out? Well, for one thing, Prop P means police. Up to $120 million for new police, paid for with earmarked royalties from the Palisades Inland Energy Project. That's new police without new taxes. Prop P means new police to fight drugs, new police to crack down on gangs, new police when our city desperately needs them. Vote yes on new police. Yes on Prop P.
It's not normal.
It's on the Fritz, Saturday night at 9. Ken Shocknick, Carla Aragon, Christopher Nance, weather, Fred Rogan, sports. This is Today in LA.
Good morning at 6:30 Thursday, October 13th. Today in LA, 63 degrees under a deck of low clouds right now. And good morning, Carla.
Good morning, Kent. And topping our news, on the heels of 2 losing seasons, the Dodgers were counted out even before the season began. But this morning, they are World Series bound. Fred Wazera's Oral Hershiser pitched them to their first pennant in 7 years.
Thanks, and hi, everybody. The Dodgers themselves would tell you they may not be the most talented team in the National League, but they were the club with the most determination, the club with the most heart. On paper, the Mets should have won the pennant, but you play the game on the field, and on the field, the Dodgers wanted it more, and that is why they earned it. Let's go out to the stadium. Oral Hershiser was marvelous. He started, he relieved, he was there every single time the Dodgers needed him, and last night they needed him most. Oral went the distance. He scattered 5 hits and struck out Howard Johnson to end it. After starting games 1 and 3 without getting a decision, he savored his victory last night. Oral Hershiser and the Dodgers are headed for the World Series. And afterwards, I asked Oral about being named Series MVP.
I like to dedicate the MVP to our ball club. You know, Tim Belcher, Kirk Gibson going out there lame, Steve Sachs, Mike Shosha, Mike Marshall, all these guys contributed. You win 4 out of 7, and I only appear in 4 games with a win and a save. Some other guys are doing an awful lot of contributing, so I'll accept that award, but I'll accept it on behalf of our team.
Oral's the best pitcher in the game as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of emotion going, but he's awesome. For sure than Cy Young, and he's just a hell of a guy.
And you can't argue with that, can you? Back later on with more highlights and a lot more reaction from the locker room. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Now, those who couldn't or wouldn't pay scalper prices of up to $400 to see the Dodgers win, well, those folks crowded local sports bars from one end of the Southland to the other. And Channel 4's Phil Schumann joined them.
Dodger fans had been waiting for this moment for 7 long years.
Oh, I love it. This is the best. This is it. We did it. We did it. They didn't think we were going to do it. We did it. Yeah. Oakland, here we come.
This was Clancy's in Glendale. It could have been any sports bar in L.A.
Roses are red. Dodgers are blue. Look out, Oakland. We're coming after you because L.A.'s #1.
It was 6-0 before most people were home from work. 6-0 before pizza man Michael Stanners could get his large pepperonis delivered. He watched the game in slices. Is everybody watching the game where you're going?
Everywhere. That's the only way I can watch it is asking people how the game's going.
As far as baseball games go, this one really wasn't that good. Did it matter?
Judge for yourself. Phil Schumann, Channel 4 News, Glendale.
In other news, 53-year-old Ronald Soisette turned himself in to Long Beach police 15 hours after his union boss was gunned down yesterday morning. Police say Soisette burst in on Wally Sanford at the Pipe Fitters Hall in Carson and killed him with a single shot to the head. Then he fled. Soisette refused to talk about the shooting as he turned himself in, and police say they are not yet ready to discuss a motive for the killing. A convicted child pornographer has been sentenced to 8 years in jail and fined $150,000 here in Los Angeles. 38-year-old Gary Jerome Levinson of Hollywood had been convicted last summer in federal court of 3 federal counts of distributing obscene material. He was also convicted of state charges of illegally distributing material describing the sexual torture and slaying of children. Levinson pleaded for leniency, saying no one had been hurt by his activities. They were only play acting.
Another high-profile case, the McMartin preschool molestation trial. You'll remember it began with 7 defendants, 200 criminal charges, and 41 allegedly abused children. Later, all that reduced to 2 defendants, 100 charges, and 14 children. And now, as our Fernell Chapman reports, its scope has been narrowed once again.
35 of the 100 charges were dismissed against defendants Raymond Buckey and his mother, Peggy McMartin Buckey. They now face a total of 65 counts involving only 9 children.
There were 3 children who would not be testifying in this case for varying reasons. Much of that related to their own mental state and the trauma that they'd gone through.
The truth of the matter is the evidence these children presented at preliminary hearing and before was unbelievable. They essentially eliminated the most bizarre accounts that would come into this case. They cut their losses.
The defense claims about half the remaining 65 counts could also be dismissed because some of the alleged crimes took place years ago and may be affected by the statute of limitations. The prosecution, however, disagrees. The attorneys and the judge involved in the McMartin case visited the now closed preschool in Manhattan Beach where children were allegedly molested. The visit was necessary to determine whether the jury should be brought to the preschool to better understand and follow what allegedly happened here. Fernell Chapman, Channel 4 News, Manhattan Beach.
Before you get ready to head out the door and start your morning commute, let's find out what the freeways look like. We go to Paul Johnson over at Metro Traffic. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Carla. Unfortunately, we have quite a problem already out on the Hollywood Freeway. Hollywood Freeway southbound, as you make the transition to the southbound Harbor Freeway, left lane is closed. That is due to a diesel fuel spill. They've made this a circular till about 6:45 this morning while they clean that up. Over on the Orange Freeway southbound on the Imperial on-ramp, a 20-foot ladder has been dropped in traffic. May give you a little step up on the competition. On the Ventura eastbound at Coldwater, pickup is stalled out, partially in the right shoulder, partially in the right lane. So watch out for it and drive carefully. Paul Johnson, Metro Traffic. Carla, Kent.
Okay, Paul, the woman accused of torching a Long Beach abortion clinic pleads to arson charges in court. And the underwear bandit strikes again.
Also, there could be frost on the Midwest pumpkins come Halloween. Christopher will be along with the national forecast and, of course, our local weather when Today in LA returns. The time right now, 6:36.
In the heartland, we're working hard. In the heartland, right in your backyard.
This week, Stater Brothers has real values on extra fancy red delicious apples, only 29 cents a pound. Our own ground beef in the best value pack is only 87 cents a pound, and Gino's frozen pizza in 4 delicious varieties, only 79 cents.
In the heartland of California, in the heartland, Stater Brothers.
Anyway, I was there for, what, 5 years? And I hate to raid these guys, but I bet I could get Jensen and Chimino over here.
What do you think it would take?
We can beat their salaries, but we can't match their benefits. They had a great dental plan. Well, that's what I miss.
You miss your dental plan?
Oh, yeah. They saved us serious money. The outfit we got it from, they offered a whole range of plans.
Tell you what, you work on Jensen and Chimino, or I'll see about getting their dental plan.
Remember home cooking? The care and pride Mom put into every dish? The simple pleasure of a family dinner together? Well, Caro's does. That's why we're offering all-American favorites at great values, like oven-fresh chicken pot pie for $5.19, a savory meatloaf dinner for $5.39, and our chicken fried steak only $5.99, plus this all-American breakfast for $2.79. So come home to Caro's and see how much we care.
Last week, we bought this great new VCR at Circuit City. They guarantee if we find a lower price within 30 days, they'll refund the difference plus 10%. I'm going to find a lower price.
Right, Harold.
I found it. Oh, it's a Circuit City sale.
Don't they pay anyway?
They pay anyway, even on their own sale. That's some guarantee.
Harold, you're brilliant.
Circuit City, the intelligent choice.
A 35-year-old Long Beach mother has pleaded not guilty to setting fires at a family planning clinic in Long Beach. Shannon Taylor is accused of arson in 2 fires at the Long Beach Women's Family Planning Center. That's a medical and abortion clinic. Both times she is accused of pouring a flammable liquid into a mail slot, then igniting it. Taylor is an anti-abortion activist who often has picketed the Long Beach clinic. Orange County's so-called underwear bandit has struck a Seal Beach boutique and an Anaheim shoe store just this week. A surveillance camera in a Garden Grove store captured a picture of the suspect in June. Since then, he has cleaned out cash registers at 25 stores. The suspect picked up his nickname because he often orders female victims to strip and give him their underwear.
A Newport Beach developer is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the men who attacked him and his girlfriend, Aisa Wayne, daughter of late actor John Wayne. Roger Luby is now hobbled on crutches after his attackers tried to sever his Achilles tendon 9 days ago. He described how the 2 thugs smashed both his and Wayne's head against the concrete before making a threat.
You're effing with the wrong people. I don't think they're thugs at all. I think they're just plain professional hitmen.
Luby says he doesn't know who might have ordered the attack, but he says he and Wayne are both involved in bitter divorce cases, and he has had a number of expensive business setbacks lately.
Christopher joins us now. We will take a look at the weather around the Southland and every place else, and it is starting to feel a little bit more like autumn.
It's feeling like autumn, but you know, it's going to be a feeling only short-lived, because by baseball time Saturday, you're going to see those blue skies, sunshine, a little bit of haze, some smog. No smog today because of the moisture, that marine layer that's in your area right now. It's going to continue to roll through the Southland tonight. Let's go outside. I've got some snow. No, not here. Cleveland. Yes. It's a good place for snow to be. They've got it already. The fall frost has hit them, and this is the way it looked. They're going to continue to see a lot of the white stuff falling. It's a lake effect snow. The waters over the Great Lakes or around the Great Lakes are very, very warm, but the air is very, very cold. It picks up the moisture off the lake, chills it, turns it into snow, and this is what they get this time of the year, lake effect snow, light dusting. Let's put some temperatures up. We'll talk a little bit about the weather. Forecast high today, 76 degrees. That's what we should reach. Our low, 62, should be our low for tonight. But right now in the downtown area, it's 63 degrees, barometer at 30.05 inches, humidity at 78%, and the winds are out of the southwest at 3. If we reach 104 degrees, that'll be a record high, don't worry. Record high set on this date in 1950. Now, let's go right on into the maps and see what's out there. We told you about our weather. Low pressure system moving all the way down from the Pacific Northwest into our area. Northern part of the state right now is receiving some rain showers. This tail end is going to sweep through our area later on tonight, giving us a chance of drizzle and also deepening our marine layer. The rest of the nation seeing warm air starting to move up here. That lake effect snow, the winds come off the Great Lakes, pick up a little bit of moisture and dump it into this area. They've got it over there now, plus temperatures ranging in the 50s. The cold spot for the nation, Marquette, Michigan at 18 degrees today. Now, let's see the temperatures around the rest of the state. You can see for yourself, 50-degree temperatures there, very, very chilly. Chicago, 53 for a high, a little bit warmer here. In our neck of the woods, 76 degrees, about the best we can do. Let's come back now a little bit closer to the west and see exactly what we're dealing with. Hazy and cooler as this low pressure system starts to swing on through, bringing in a little bit of a draw from the southwest. Mild right now. What can we expect? Well, later on today, you're going to see this green area start to expand towards the south as rain continues to come on shore. Raining right now up in Seattle, also in Oregon, and for our area, you can see that frontal system starting to move on through. The tail end's going to move in tonight, giving us that drizzle. Let's see the state of California and see what we're dealing with. Rain up here in Crescent City, 61 degrees. Also some delays at San Francisco because of the cloudy skies. Cool in our neck of the woods, cooler than normal, 87 for Las Vegas. And for a few of the other cities, take a look at this. Alhambra for 78 for their high today. Redlands at 81, and a few of my other favorite cities around the Southland. Let's try on these cities. Torrance at 72 for their forecast high, Thermal at 93, and El Monte 79 degrees. That is it. Be back in a short while with that jog around the Southland. Stay warm.
All right, Christopher, thank you.
My pleasure.
The Bulldog goes 9 and shuts out the Mets. You know all this by now. That's bringing the pennant back to Los Angeles for the first time in 7 years.
Fred will have more on the deciding game and the locker room celebration when Today in LA returns. The time right now, 6:43 and a half.
DHL presents international shipping. Some express companies have just started to carve a niche for themselves in international shipping. But DHL has been shipping packages overseas for 20 years. You see, in international shipping, there's only one virtuoso. The other guys are just learning how to play. DHL, the world's express company.
It's Phil and Jim's annual warehouse sale now. Every store has a warehouse just loaded with TV, video, stereo, and appliance savings. Like this Whirlpool family-sized washer with 2 automatic cycles and water temperatures built into the timer at $279.86. Or this Whirlpool gas dryer with large load capacity, 2 automatic drying cycles, and large lint screen at $269.86. And ask about free delivery, installation, and service. When it comes to laundry, we're specialists.
It seems like Richard's really starting to have a good time.
Yeah. He didn't think he was going to, but he's really getting into it. At first this was my idea, then it was our idea.
Now the idea's all his.
That's right, something like that.
At Holland America Line, we never forget whose vacation it is.
Hey, could we extend this cruise?
Like maybe for a year?
I don't even miss work.
Don't go back then.
We can't fire you if you don't go back.
The joy of doing what you want, the art of going your own way. Come, discover them aboard the ocean liners of Holland America Line.
It's funny, you don't know what you're getting into, but you go anyway. And then you don't want it to stop. It's like you want it to go on and on.
If you're just waking up, good morning. It's 6:45, and this is Today in LA.
Time to check back with Paul Johnson over at Metro Traffic to see how the drive to work is going. Paul, so far, you and I have slipped it past most of the crew. They haven't complained about not being invited to dinner with us last night.
I'm sorry they missed your flamenco dancing on the table.
What do you got out
I've
there?
seen it done quite that way.
Thanks very much, Paul.
Well, unfortunately, they have extended that signaler down on the Hollywood Freeway this morning. That's the Hollywood Freeway southbound. As you make the transition to the southbound Harbor Freeway, that diesel fuel spill in the left lane looks like it's more of a problem than they thought. Signaler now in effect till further notice. 605 freeway southbound past Valley, non-injury collision, still clearing out of traffic. And the Orange Freeway southbound just past Diamond Bar, injury collision there with a motorcyclist down. That is in the left lane, so drive carefully. Paul Johnson, Metro Traffic. Carla.
Paul, if Kent won the lottery, maybe you could take dance lessons because there's $11.5 million in a state lottery account just waiting for the right person with the right numbers. And the numbers that count are 11, 28, 32, 35, 37, 38, and the bonus number is 1. We should know how many people, if any, will be sharing that jackpot in just about an hour.
Paul may have picked up the tab, but I think I'll be paying for that dinner the rest of my life. In sports, the pundits said they couldn't do it, but this morning the Dodgers are celebrating, and the pundits, well, they're sort of looking for someplace to hide. Here is Fred with all of the pennant-winning details.
Good morning, everybody. Before the season started, the Dodgers were picked as a second division club. Fred Clare had just been given the reins. Some called him gun-shy at the winter meetings. Well, he finally made a deal trading Bob Welsh and Matt Young to Oakland for Jay Howell, who had arm trouble, and Alfredo Griffin, who had injury problems. He got Jesse Orosco from the Mets. Some people said he was done, washed up. He signed free agent Kirk Gibson, an intense competitor who was injury-prone. Then late in the season, he traded Pedro Guerrero for John Tudor. That's it. That was the cast of characters. Tommy Lasorda called it his dream team, and last night his dream came true. Ron Darling is pitching to Alfredo Griffin. Griffin bunts up in the air. Darling and Hernandez, I got it. No, you take it. No, nobody's got it. They back off. The ball falls in. Everybody's safe. Dodgers leading 1-0. Bases full. Oral Hershiser grounded to third. Rookie Greg Jeffries, watch, he took his eye off the ball right there. A run scored. Hershiser was safe. Dodgers led it 2-0, and rookie Jeffries was suffering inside. Then Steve Sax stood in, lashed one up the middle. Hamilton came around to score. Alfredo Griffin came around and came up with what you might call a unique slide. The Dodgers now leading 4-0, and Mike Davis took this chance to get funky and get down. Dwight Gooden made the first relief appearance of his career. Mike Marshall stood in. Routine double play ball to Wally Backman. Mets out of the inning? I don't think so. High flip to Kevin Elster. Gibson is safe. Another run scored. Dodgers led it 5-0. Oral Hershiser set an LCS record by pitching 22 2/3 innings. None more important than the 9 he pitched yesterday. The rubber-armed Hershiser, always ready, and in this series, able, went all the way to win the game in the MVP honors. Dodgers won it 6-0 to win their 9th pennant since moving from Brooklyn and their first since 1981. As you can well imagine, the locker room was a madhouse.
To be one of the few guys that was around in 81, 83, and 85, and then the bad times, and especially in 86 and 87, to come back, it's I don't think anybody thought we could do it, and we did.
It's a sweet victory. Do the Baltimore Orioles love you? No way! Who loves you? You do! You better believe it! We went there out there as a team. We played like a team all year. We picked each other up, and that's, I think, the reason why we are right now. And you got a great pair of Speedo glasses. That's right. This stuff burns your eyes, so I came prepared. We brought the World Series back to Los Angeles. We got the greatest fans in the world, and this team is a dream team. They kept believing, and this guy right here gave us the play.
A dream season for the team and for Oral Hershiser, too?
Well, it's been a dream so far. We've worked awfully hard, and I've never had a dream where you work before you get a reward. So far, it hasn't been a dream yet. The results are a dream, but all the hard work that this ball club has and all the heart, I've never dreamed about that.
Meantime, the Kings might be playing for the Stanley Cup. Can you imagine? They won their 4th straight game last night, beat Boston 6-2. Gretzky and Robitaille each scoring a pair of goals. That is it for now. Have a good day. Don't forget our special tonight at 9, World Series preview, and before that, we'll see you on the Channel 4 News at 4.
Okay, Fred, thank you. Good Housekeeping magazine says the highest paid woman in America is Mary Tyler Moore. It says she'll earn $82 million this year alone. Others in the top 20 include Madonna, Dolly Parton, and Oprah Winfrey.
Well, you know, businessman Donald Trump, no stranger to any richest Americans lists, is himself buying Eastern Airlines' profitable Northeast shuttle service. Trump will pay a reported $365 million in cash for the airline. He will then rename it in honor of himself. He's expected to expand service to Atlantic City, where Trump owns 2 hotel casinos.
Shirley MacLaine plays the title role in a new film called Madame Suzatska.
It is the story of a piano teacher who teaches a lot more than just music. Our entertainment editor David Sheehan has a review as Today in L.A. goes on. The time right now, 6:51.
Horrible! Light! Yes, too delicate to hear.
She can, and he can, at fantastic sounds, afford to look this good. People with pride and style in their hair, doing it right at a price that's fair. Means you can, at fantastic sounds, afford to look this good.
Our Perm Plus special, just $32.95.
Get ready for something you've never tasted before. New Fresh and Natural brand premium pasteurized orange juice.
Fresh and natural, a luscious new name. New Fresh and Natural. The difference is plain. Not from concentrated, fresh squeezed. Taste it. New Fresh and Natural. Come on and taste it. Come on and taste it. New Fresh and Natural.
All premium.
New Fresh and Natural.
Not from concentrate. New Fresh and Natural orange juice. The name says it all.
The best spot to feel the heartbeat is called the PMI, the point of maximum impulse. Reminds me of this little girl, a patient of mine with a heart problem. She says, "You want to listen to my PMI?" And she points right to it. Believe me, this kid has plenty of heart.
As a member of Kaiser Permanente, you can have a personal physician, one like Dr. Keith Scott. Kaiser Permanente, good people, good medicine.
A message from Vaughn's.
Would you rather have fresh or canned? Sure, everyone knows Campbell's, but Gourmet Pride has a fresh-made taste you just don't get with canned soups. Canned vegetables seem so soggy. The vegetables in Gourmet Pride actually crunch in your mouth, just like Mother makes.
Gourmet Pride soups are now only 59 cents this week at Vaughn's. Vaughn's, the lowest tape total in town.
Recapping some of our top stories this morning, MVP Oral Hershiser clinched the pennant with a shutout against the Mets last night. The Dodgers open the World Series at home on Saturday against the Oakland Athletics, and we will have the series for you right here on Channel 4. And the man accused of murdering pipefitter union official Wally Sanford at his desk yesterday morning has turned himself in. Ronald Soisette would not talk about the incident when he surrendered to Long Beach police yesterday evening.
Now looking ahead to what's happening today in L.A., the final presidential debate will be televised from UCLA here on Channel 4 at 5 this evening. Michael Dukakis is to talk about specifics. George Bush will likely focus on a more emotional level. And 8 million sterile Mediterranean fruit flies will be released in the West L.A. area this morning. Officials hope the sterile flies will mate with any flies that survived last week's aerial pesticide spraying, eliminating the infestation.
Turning now to our business page, the average Japanese earned the equivalent of $23,000 last year. That figure well above the U.S. average of $18,000. The Japanese earned the highest income among major industrialized nations surveyed in a study just released. The U.S. average also was topped by the West Germans, whose income equaled the equivalent of $21,000. However, when it comes to what the money will buy in technical terms, the average American did remain in the lead. Wall Street tumbled more than 30 points yesterday. This morning there's been a slight turnaround. Right now the Dow Jones Industrial Index at 2131 3/4. That's up about 5.5 points on moderate trading.
Let's update freeway conditions right now. We go to Paul Johnson over at Metro Traffic. Paul, what do you have?
Well, Carla, a little good news. Southbound Hollywood Freeway transition to the southbound harbor. Scene of a SIG alert. Left lane closed 7 o'clock. Another 5 minutes. That should be reopened again. Traffic pretty heavy back to Santa Monica Boulevard. Santa Ana Freeway northbound at Valley View. Injury collision in the left lane. And the 605 southbound past Valley. Not injury collision to watch out for. So drive carefully. Paul Johnson, Metro Traffic. Kent, Carla.
And, Paul, before folks head out the door, we want to tell you what to expect weather-wise with an update from Christopher.
It's going to be perfect weather for the debate tonight. Chilly. Yeah, good bit. Let's take that jog around the Southland. I'll show you exactly what it's like today and what it'll be like in your area. For the downtown area, it is cloudy now with cool coastal air streaming in. Remember, we've got a chance of drizzle tonight, 70 to 76 for the highs. For the Anaheim area, foggy morning with some afternoon sunshine, 69 to 73 for the highs there and for the valleys. Cloudy morning, clean air, that's good news. High clouds and some light gusting winds, 75 to 82 for the highs. And for the beaches, cloudy and foggy now with some clearing around noon. Drizzle tonight, 65, that's out there at Catalina, and 73 for the high range. And for the deserts, clear morning with increasing clouds and winds, 80 to 93 degrees. And for the mountains, clear and chilly with winds and high clouds by nightfall, 68 to 74. Taking a look at some of my favorite cities, downtown, 63, Santa Barbara, 59 degrees. Make it a good day. Keep the sweater nearby.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And finally this morning, Shirley MacLaine portrays eccentric piano teacher Madame Suzatska in a film David Sheehan says brought tears of joy and laughter to his eyes.
No. The message cannot come to the fingers if you don't open the body and let it through. Let me show.
Madame Suzatska really is a movie to marvel at, I think, for its magnificent music and its magnificent mastery of the delicate dynamic that goes on between the talent of the artist and the hopeful prodding of his teacher.
You move around far too much, Mr. Virtuoso. Horrible! Light! This is where the music comes from the depths of your very soul.
Another source of the pure joy of this movie about the beauty of performance is that it is filled with beautiful performances of its own.
Oh, no. We are not talking about concerts. We are talking about your boy and his gift. A boy's talent. The street. Let's make money. Cash. Quick. Oh!
You've got the opportunity to make a lot of money doing what you enjoy most.
Play in the street. Oh, I care.
Madame Suzatska, besides everything else, has its own kind of drama and conflict as well, but mostly it is a beautifully rendered celebration of the creative process. It has no car chases, no shootouts, so I'm not sure how much business it'll do, but boy, if you love creativity, music, and all that goes with it, you'll love the movie, I think.
If you love piano music, too, you'll love it.
And do you think it's Academy Award time again for Shirley MacLaine?
Could be.
We'll find out. They'll have a preview of the very last presidential debate from Pauley Pavilion this evening in the first half hour of the Today Show this morning.
That's our news. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.